Our story starts with a clear sky, where a man working on a farm with his farming tools. Then a purple-haired girl arrived and reminded him that it's lunchtime. But the yellow-haired girl told the purple-haired girl that she shouldn't steal his victory because she is the one who made the food. And now we know that protagonist is the head of previous life. In his previous life his name was Moth Village in this world. Then the scene shifted to somewhere else. Then we see our protagonist Sayo Hiraku. And after completing his graduation from university, he was doing a job but his company was bankrupted. He was so focused on his job and neglected his own health. Because of that he was hospitalized at the age of 30. Now he was a middle-aged 39 years old man who was hospitalized. He had a very miserable life. At the very moment after his death the god spoke to him and offered him a new life as a composition for his previous life. First our protagonist thought that he was going to reincarnated. But the god told him that he was not going to reincarnated him. He was just going to teleport him to another world. And he will regenerate his all the limbs that were infected by the illness and also make his body a few years younger. Protagonist asked the god that he was going to another world, what will be his mission? The god replied that he just need to live his life to the fullest. Because of our protagonist's miserable life in previous world the god offered him a wish to protagonist. God told him to ask anything like supernatural body or super strong adventurer life. Our protagonist said that he doesn't want anything special. He just want a body which he can't get any illnesses. Because he knows the suffering by illnesses and he doesn't want to suffer any illnesses ever again. The god was shocked that our protagonist just wants something so simple like a non-illnesses body. God granted him his wish, but thought that it was too little comparing to his suffering in his previous life. So the god decided to give our protagonist one more wish. Our protagonist gets shocked that he got another wish. Our protagonist said that he wants a peaceful life. Our protagonist said that he lived a terrible life after his parents were dead. His relatives started fighting for the inheritance. Even in the company the atmosphere was terrible. Because of that our protagonist was disappointed in peoples. Our protagonist thought that maybe he was not good in communicating with other peoples. Neutral face, he need to improve his communication skills. God confirmed that if he really wants to leave a peaceful place. After confirming by our protagonist, God started finding a peaceful place where no one can go. After finding it, God said to our protagonist that he need to make a wish one more time. Our protagonist was really getting shocked many times. But then he asked the God that he wants the ability to understand language where he will appear. God said that it will be done and our protagonist will be able to communicate with everyone normally. After this, God said that our protagonist need to make a final wish. After reading this I really thought that what the heck is going on, how can he get so many wishes? I also wanted so many wishes but not even a single wish came true. God, please come to me and grant my wish. That aside, let's continue our story. After hearing it out our protagonist was really shocked. But then God said that it's okay and asked him to make his final wish. Our protagonist said that he was hospitalized for a long time and being able to live in a fully healthy body was already miracle. Then the god said that if our protagonist wants then he can become someone like the game he used to play. A world where will be sword and magic. And become an almighty powerful wizards. Or a best adventure in the world. He can also become the ruler of a kingdom. But our protagonist refused it by saying that it will be so much responsibility. If possible then he wants to be a farmer. After hearing it God was surprised and asked him that what did he means. Then our protagonist said that he liked the ideal TV show. After watching that show he always wanted to be a farmer. Then the god thought for a moment. But he actually was surprised. Then our protagonist assumed that if he is not allowed to. Then God said that technically he can but he needs to make a call just to make sure. After giving a call and talking to someone, God asked to our protagonist that if he is ready to go. And as a final gift the god gave him a bonus gift. An all-purpose farming tool. After hearing its name our protagonist confused and asked if isn't it a regular farming tool. Then God confirmed that it may look like regular farming tool. But can change its shape. Depending on our protagonist needs. And change into anything that thing after having wants. Our protagonist was really shocked. God said that he made a special adjustment with this tool and it can merge with our protagonist body. After that God said that it's time to go our protagonist to another world. And after that God said farewell a great farmer. And finally our protagonist woke up in a forest. He can move his own body and his body was so healthy. When our protagonist woke up he had some clothes on his body that were look like a farmer's outfit. Then he checked the blessing that the god gifted him. Then he realized that he forgot to ask the name of the god and thought that his gratitude was enough. And he thanked the god from the bottom of his heart. Our protagonist was confused because although he asked to teleported somewhere of few people. But it seems there was no one live in this place. Our protagonist was thinking that what should he do? Because although he has healthy body he need to find a way to survive. He needs some item like water, food and shelters. He started by finding the water. He closed his eyes and focused on water sound. But he couldn't find anything. He couldn't hear the water sound. Besides, the soil was also rock solid hard. He was worried that alone in such a observed place how can he do the agriculture? But all the thoughts was soon got disappear when he started farming with his tools. After doing some farming he noticed that he accidentally cut the root of a large tree. Then he stopped and started farming in another direction. Then he noticed something that he didn't get tired. Even he was doing so much work. He thought it may be some bonus that comes with the tools. He was wondering that how long can he do this. He was so excited and happy and thanked the god. But started worrying that there is no water northwest food. This place is more suitable for amusement than the agriculture. But everything is possible, he just needs to find a water source. And he was wondering that how long this would go. He soon realized that it's getting dark. He was thinking that what he should do. He was worried that even he didn't get tired, he worked without keeping check of the nearby situation. He thought that there may be some wishes beast in this foreign forest. And he needs to pay attention to his surrounding. He was started crying. Then he suddenly remembered that the god said that the farming tool can change its shape at the will of its owner. And he tried to make a knife and it appear. Then he tried summoning an X and he tried to cut a tree because he can't cut down a tree with a knife. That's it. This was all for the chapter 1. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you want more manga like this then please subscribe. Shivam Recaps.